Hello students, I hope you are doing fine. Today in this video, we are going to discuss more about rigidity, intermolecular force of attraction, sublimation and desublimation in chapter Matter in Our Surroundings, as some of the students were facing problem in these topics. So I am going to clear these topics in this video. So we will start with the topic rigidity. What does rigidity means? Rigidity refers to the property of a solid to resist change in its shape when an outside force is applied. As in the picture you can see there are two types of solids given. First of all is fine ceramics, that is also called alumina, and the second one is metal, that is stainless steel. You can see or compare between these two materials that the second material, that is made up of stainless steel, is slightly bent. This means that it has the property of bending. It can easily bend, which is not possible in fine ceramics. So we will say that fine ceramics is more rigid because it is not changing its shape, while stainless steel can bend or change its shape, so it is less rigid as compared to the fine ceramics. In most simple term, rigidity means stiffness. Stiffness means which cannot be bent or which cannot change its shape. The particles in a solid are very closely packed and there are very strong forces of attraction between them. So solid possess high rigidity as solids have a large or strong forces of attraction or molecular force of attraction which helps solids to possess high rigidity in them. That is why they cannot easily change their shape. So this property is called rigidity. So the other topic is intermolecular force of attraction. Intermolecular forces are weaker attractions that hold molecules or noble gas particles close together when they are in a liquid or solid form. You can see in the picture there are two molecules of HCl. One in the left hand side and the second one is in the right hand side. There are two types of bond in these two molecules. First bond is between the two molecules of HCl, that is shown by dotted line. That is a weak bond because intermolecular force of attraction is not very strong. So the bond formation is very weak. So they cannot hold each other for a very long time. The other type of bond is between H and Cl, that is hydrogen and chlorine, which is a strong bond because the intermolecular force of attraction between H and Cl is more, which help them to bind strongly with each other. So that binding of molecule is called intermolecular force of attraction, which helps to formation of bonds. Last topic is difference between the sublimation and desublimation. Sublimation and desublimation are opposite to each other. They are the processes which are opposite to each other. In sublimation, solid state changes into gas state, and in desublimation, gas state change into solid state. What happens in sublimation? When solid changes to gas without changing into the liquid state, that is called sublimation. Solid changes into gas without changing into liquid state. So this is called sublimation. The opposite of sublimation is desublimation. When gas changes to solid state without passing into the liquid state, that is called desublimation. Sublimation occurs on heating and desublimation occurs on cooling. Suppose if we heat up the solid, it will directly change into gas, and if we cool that gas, then it will directly change into solid without going to liquid state. The other example of sublimation is, you can see that when you go to ice cream parlors and when they open their lid of the container or the freezer, you see white color fumes coming out of the container. So that is the vapor form of carbon dioxide. When we cool carbon dioxide, it changes into solid. that is called dry ice, that you can see in the containers of freezers in ice cream parlors. So that ice, dry ice, when comes in contact with heat from the atmosphere, it directly changes into white color fumes, and you can easily see in ice cream parlors when you lift up the lid of the container. So that is the process of sublimation and desublimation. So carbon dioxide is also called dry ice. Why? Because it, when cooled down, when carbon dioxide is cooled down, it changes into ice, which is used in freezers for refrigeration. So that's all for today, students. I hope you are learning and practicing. Stay home, stay safe.